You're watching highlights of the 2012 Wausau 525 Snowmobile Championships. Brought to you by Country Cat, your authorized Arctic Cat dealer in Sauk Center, Minnesota. Commitment to service, passion for excellence. Arctic Cat, share our passion. And by Wahl Brothers Racing Products, performance products from performance people. The world's best ice oval snowmobile racers are right here, right now. Hi, I'm Bill Holland at the 2012 Wausau 525 Snowmobile Championship. This is the event where the drivers come to race in honor of fallen competitor Flip Merwin. And this is a historic year for the 525. A brand new racing facility that has the entire snowmobile racing world talking.
We're not trying to reinvent the wheel, but we had the opportunity to design the track just for snowmobile racing. And I've been to enough tracks and enough races where I just picked up as much as I could and tried to build it the way I felt the drivers would like it with the size of area that we had. And I think it turned out well. Not bragging, but I think it turned out well.
This was the scene in July with work underway to turn a cornfield into a premier snowmobile racing facility. Ralph Merwin then met the local media.
We've had great success at Sunnyvale for 7 years, but the roughness of the lake tracks and the racers not really wanting to go to lakes. So we can emphasize this new track, and we're building it around safety as our first feature of the track.
This track is 110 feet wide around the entire third mile, which is one of the largest there is in width. If there is a racing incident, we can scrub off as the maximum amount of speed before the guys would hit the ultimate hay bale containment wall.
In roughly 7 months, the mission would be accomplished. Countless hours by the Wausau 525 group and their volunteers would pay off. The new track is ready to host its first event.
We were standing in a cornfield, and now, after moving 80,000 yards of dirt, after digging a 640,000-gallon pond, we've got the start of what, after a few years, is going to be, we think, an excellent racing facility.
Somebody was saying at Eagle River that the last racetrack to be built was Eagle River, so it definitely says a lot, that these guys work really hard and want to keep this race alive, and they're doing a great job with this new facility, and I think it's just going to make it bigger and bigger.
Four-time world champion P.J. Wanderscheid leads a world-class field into the Wausau 525. The three-time and defending champion here is ready to face the very best.
It's every bit as strong as the World Championships, and definitely all the guys that were probably in the top 12 at the Eagle River are here today. So it's no less caliber of a race than Eagle River.
All told, there are 5 world champions in the Pro Champ division, the premier class in snowmobile racing.
I have so much respect for them guys to come out and put the time and effort that it takes to build a complete new race site like this. And I mean, they did everything based off the best attributes of the other race sites that we visit, and they put it all into one, and it's hats off to those guys.
They're not done here. We heard this is like a 3 or 4 year project. I can't wait till it's done. Indoor buildings and everything. I think it's going to be good. They said it's the first actual racetrack for oval racing that's been built since 1968 just for ice oval racing, and that's pretty incredible for these times.
Well, it's pretty special, pretty cool what Ralph did here. It's a huge accomplishment, and just a lot of hard work to put this all together, and I'm really proud of him and all the guys that helped him out build this racetrack, and just looking forward to the weekend, getting going here, and hopefully come Sunday we can be in Victory Lane.
It's not only good for us, it's good for the fans. There's not a spot at this place where you can't see it, and if you're snowmobile riding on the trails, it's right off the trail. The trail is literally a foot from where we drive onto the track, so you can get at it from your vehicle, your car, truck, whatever, or the snowmobile. So it's just great for the sport.
The 525 is Flip Merwin's legacy. The popular Wausau racer carried that number to a pair of top 10 finishes in the World Championship. For many of these drivers, this race is about much more than trophies and prize money.
Everybody liked him so much. Everybody wanted to help, and he was right there to help you back with anything he could help you with, and it was just, he was that kind of person where everybody wanted to be around him and help him out, and he was the type where he wanted to help everybody out as much as he could too.
I think this is the most personal race on the circuit. I mean, Flip was a great guy. This was his dream, is to have a race and be a racer. I mean, he was a great guy to have around the pits. He always had a smile on his face. He was never in a down mood, no matter how bad the day was. I remember when he dropped the trailer in the lake at one of the races. He was smiling the whole time. Nothing mattered to him as long as he was having fun.
All told, there are 18 world-class Pro Champ racers here.
It does make it a little more special for me, and seeing even Flip's family around, and his friends, and the people that surrounded him. I can kind of see that maybe surround me or other racers, that people that aren't necessarily there all the time, but they enjoy the sport and they know what hard work it takes, and it's a good deal.
What they did here at 525 is they took the bull by the horns and they got the job done. And like I said, there's nothing I would have did any different out here. They did a great job. They put forth the effort, and the main thing is they went out and did what they wanted to do. And it's for Flip, and they put forth the effort, and it's a pretty cool deal.
Well, it's big because it's a Flip's race and it's a brand new track. Especially with the TLR thing tomorrow, everybody wants to stay in the point standings, so it's a big race.
Everybody wants to win the Wausau 525. It means a lot to everybody, and it's a great race, and everybody around here is fantastic. They're friendly.
It means something to win, like you did it for him type thing, not yourself. Like if you win Eagle River, it's like, yeah, cool, we won, we're the world champs. But here it's like, we won, but we won for Flip too.
With the volunteers and all the sponsors that come out and support the money with them, Flip is still never forgotten. They did 6 months worth of work, and I don't know how they pulled it off. They did an amazing job to make this a safe and fast track for us.
Yeah, it's great, especially when you're racing for Memorial, and all of us racers knew Flip, and just to have his own sanctioned race it's running through our heads throughout the whole weekend, and it's something to look forward to, and it's fun. Oh, it's awesome. It's definitely really nice, and Ralph did a really nice job, and his crew. It's really nice for the fans. They got hot seats and everything, so hopefully they got lots of spectators.
The competition to me is better than it's ever been in this class. You got to get a whole shot. You got to handle well, and you got to know what you're doing. I mean, it takes the whole package. I guess for me, I've been around it long enough that I guess you consider me a veteran on some of this now. So I think the experience will help pay off.
For young up-and-coming drivers, the 525 represents a big challenge.
To sum it up in one word, it's tough. I mean, they're the best in the world, and we're the up-and-coming, and we're going to do our best to compete with them and stay with them every weekend.
Fans are just watching. They don't know really what goes into it and how tough it is on us. I mean, I've been disappointed the past couple of weeks since we've not been doing so good, and it takes a lot out of me. It's need a motivation boost, what you really need.
Pro Champ may be the premier class here, but check out the newest. The brand new full-cage 600cc powered Outlaw 600s are already drawing some big names.
The sleds are a little bit of a handful to drive. They're not easy by any means, and so every time you make a really good lap, a clean lap, you really feel good about yourself, and then next corner you might make a little mistake and you're like, oh darn it, and so they're quite hard to drive, but very challenging, and it's very gratifying to drive one.
I've a trail bred my whole life, but I've never raced much, and as far as snowmobiles, and I'm 50 years old and 250 pounds, and this shows you that most people can get in this thing and be competitive and have a lot of fun doing it. This opens the door for a lot of people.
If you're a fan of old school racing, Saturday's action includes the vintage machine.
A lot of people seem to think that a lot of times the vintage racing is single cylinders going 30 miles an hour around the track, and yesterday there was a radar gun on me out here at almost 80 miles an hour, and champ guys were in the low 80s, so it's fast racing, it really is.
The vintage community is huge. As far as I was a personal friend of Flip, I knew him through the Potawatomi sponsorship, so that was a big part of me coming here too. I want to be part of this and help out the cause.
These vintage machines take you back 40 years. They are the classic race sleds of that era, and they will put on a show today. It takes a different skill set to make a machine from the 70s work in modern racing, but these drivers will show they can get the job done. This will turn out to be a day to remember for Central Wisconsin rough driver Elvis Stull on the number 171 machine. He'll take the win in not one, but two vintage 440 Supermod finals. one of the leaders in the fast-growing world of vintage snowmobile racing.
The start of a relationship, I think that's going to be very big in the future to come. So it is very important that we're here today and put a good show on.
In Pro Champ, it's 2 full days of racing, 3 preliminary rounds each day with finals both Saturday and Sunday. 3 heats make up each round, and we're ready to drop the green in heat number 1. Big Bruce Majeski waves the flag and we're off. It's Joel Diamond on the Skidoo leading the field into turn 1, but the 0-2 goes high. Here comes Nick Van Strydock, the white number 13 Polaris on the inside, taking the lead going down the backstretch. But we've got trouble on the very first lap. The red flag is out for an incident involving Dustin Wahl on the 74 and Brian Busick. Both drivers are okay, but you see the 74 Wahl Polaris being towed off. And Busick's Skidoo is out also. Green flies on the restart, and it's Van Strydock first off the line ahead of Travis McDonald on the number 8 Skidoo, Brian Busick's teammate. This is the first race for these drivers since the World Championship. Van Strydock, McDonald, and Cardell Potter running third on the Skidoo, all among the drivers in that World Championship final. And Potter challenging Travis McDonald. Nick Van Strydock looks to be in championship form. The number 13 Polaris is flying. And here comes Cardell Potter on the 58 Skidoo machine, on the move and taking over the second spot from McDonald. This is history in a sense, the very first Pro Champ race at the brand new Wausau 525 facility. And it's Van Strydock, Potter, McDonald, and Joel Diamond flying on the new ice oval. Things can change mighty fast in pro snowmobile racing. One mistake, one mechanical issue can steal victory away from a driver. But Nick Van Strydock looks to have the field covered in this one. It's the world champ from nearby Tomahawk, Wisconsin, first to the line, ahead of Potter, McDonald, and Diamond. Nick Van Strydock is ready for the 525.
Flip was always a positive one of the bunch. He always brought a smile to any situation. So to have a race in honor of him and for us to come out and do what we love to do and he loved to do, and do it under his honor and his name and carry on the smiling tradition, it means a lot to us.
Former world champions Gary Moyle and Matt Schultz lead the field of 6 into heat number 2. We're green and it's Schultz, the hometown Skidoo driver on the 38, first into the corner ahead of Moyle's number 66 Arctic Cat. Malcolm Chartier runs third on the number 33 Skidoo. This has the look of a lightning-fast race as it's a battle for the lead. Matt Schultz on the high side, Gary Moyle down low, and the 2-time world champ out of Houghton, Michigan takes the lead from Schultz. Behind the leaders, it's Chartier leading a pair of Wisconsin drivers. Trevor Fontaine on the number 3 Arctic Cat and Brad Battine's number 20 Polaris. Gary Moyles looking strong on the Cat. Schultz right there in second. And Malcolm Chartier on the 33 is a driver to watch. The Fairhaven, Michigan racer fast on that Skidoo. But the 38 is slow in the far turn. Trouble for Matt Schultz, and he is out of the race. Gary Moyle has been flawless in this heat, and with Chartier taking over second place, it's Michigan drivers now first and second. Gary Moyle takes the win, and the 2-time former world champion likes what he's seen on the new ice oval.
I love the racetrack here now. I absolutely love the racetrack here. It's got a good 4 or 5 degrees of banking. It's a perfect shape. It's going to have a lot of good racing on it, good passing. There's many different lines a guy can run. It should be great racing here this weekend.
3-time defending Wausau 525 champ PJ Wanderscheid leads the field into heat number 3. The green flies, and it's the 08 winner Brandon Johnson on the 22 Polaris, leading Wanderscheid's Arctic Cat and the Polaris of Jordan Wahl off the line and through the corner. And we have a crash in turn 3, a sled hard into the bales. Red flag is out. You're always concerned for the driver, and Jordan Wahl is up and looks to be okay. The 747 Polaris, though, is another story. Back to green flag racing, and it's Brandon Johnson again first off the line. Wisconsin driver Spencer Groff second on the 97 Skidoo, and Wanderscheid running third on the 28 Arctic Cat. Brandon Johnson won the Sunday final here 4 years ago and sat on the pole a week ago in Eagle River. Spencer Groff at 18 is a 2-time world championship finalist. Wanderscheid in third has a resume that compares with anyone. Brandon Johnson on that Wahl Brothers Polaris is setting the pace. But here comes the 4-time world champion. PJ Wanderscheid is up to second, and the 28 Arctic Cat is on the move. Here's your rundown. It's Johnson leading Wanderscheid up front. Spencer Groff holds third, ahead of Gunnar Stern, the high school hockey player from West Chicago, Illinois, on the 220 Polaris. And here we go up front. It's Wanderscheid on the inside.